Continue our Gemara in Hamaniach, Daf Chav Zayin Amud Aleph in Bava Kama, the third parak. And Rav Papa is now going to come try to answer the question of why sometimes we use a chavis as a kad and the kad as a chavis. Amar Rav Papa, Hainu kad, Hainu chavis, l'may nafka mina. If a kad is called a chavis and a chavis is called a kad, then l'may nafka mina, what's the difference? Who cares? So he answers, Lemekach umemkar. When it comes to buying and selling, it does make a difference. Hechidami, how so? Ilema, if you want to say, Ba'arta dekada lokoro chavis, chavis lokoro kada. If we're going to talk about a place where no one calls a kad a chavis or a chavis a kad, halo korole, then you can't call a chavis a kad and a kad a chavis. If your place, if everybody calls it a chavis, it's a chavis, and vice versa. And therefore, the seller, if he ends up getting a kad, he can go back and say, listen, hey, I asked for a chavis in your place, everybody calls a chavis. So lo tzricha, we don't need the Mishnah and all these Mishnayos to interchange the kad and chavis terms, except for one very important lesson. So the Gemara says, Lo tzricha, we don't need it only to teach us this important lesson. What's that important lesson? The ruba karile kada, the chavita chavita. Ruba means majority. The majority of the people call korule kada kad, they call a kada kad. Or there's another city where the majority, ruba, call a chavita, a chavis, a chavita, chavita. The ikinami, and in each one of these places, each one of these cities, the koro chavita kada ulakada chavita. There are some of these in the cities that there's a minority of people who will call a chavita a kad and a kad a chavita. Ma'adutema, and you might think wrongly, but you might assume zil batar ruba, that we follow the majority. And since the majority of people call a chavit, and you, the buyer, end up with a kad, you might think, you'll say, wait, I asked for a chavit. And even though this person who is selling it is a minority and calls that kad that you have now in your hand a chavit, we return the daf to Chav Zayin Amud Bet, Kamash Malan, it comes to teach us that when we have these interchangeable terms, what does it teach us? Dein holchin b'mamon acharov. We don't follow the majority when it comes to money matters. Ein holchin b'mamon, when it comes to money, we don't follow the majority. And therefore, if you ended up in a place, a buyer went to a place where the majority of people call a chavit, and he ordered a chavit, and the guy gave him a kad, you can't say, wait, I ordered a chavit. And the guy says, well, listen, I call a chavit a kad. So it's buyer beware when it comes to money. It's not about the majority, but you have to be buyer beware. And we have a rule, Rashi points out, Hamotzi mechavero alav haraya. When you want to prove something from your friend, meaning someone, you're claiming that someone did you wrong, it's your job, alav haraya, it's your job to bring the proof. The burden of proof is on you. So if you have a litigation with somebody and you make an accusation against somebody in money matters, it's hamotzi mechavero alav haraya, the burden of proof falls on the one who is making the claim.